So, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy GS, and welcome back to another Madden 18 video. Today is Thursday, so they're going to continue with the Signature Series content, and today they released two brand new ones, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at them, see what it is they got to offer for you guys. Okay, so you can see right there that the defensive Signature Series card is a 97 overall cornerback Trey White, and then a 97 overall D Adams on offense. So those are the two limited cards out today. No new packs, no new neck, no new neck, no new net, no new friends, no new packs, no new friends. They still have the Easter packs out available that came out yesterday. And I'm still holding strong. You guys will be proud of me. I didn't buy a pack yet. I didn't buy a single pack on either account. You be proud of me, man. They still have the Fantasy Ultimate Legend packs, though. I would believe those would be your best bets on trying to pull any one of these limited cards. I would definitely go with those if you have them available. If you're specifically going for the signature cards over the Easter packs, but you know the Easter packs are going to give you good value because of the promo that's out. But let's go ahead. Excuse me. Let's take a look at them. I'm on my second account. All my good cards are on my main account, so when I do a comparison, you know it's not going to be compared to a very good card. But okay, so they're both 97s. Let's go to program. All the way down to Signature Series. Alright, so let's take a look first and foremost at the cornerback. So right now, he is up for $300K, which is, you know, I would like to think fairly cheap, considering the card has been up for maybe 2 hours. You know, every promo, all the content always drops at 10:30 Eastern, unless it's something special like, you know, Blitz on Black Friday, stuff like that, where they just do things periodically throughout the day or whatnot. But so $300K, considering the card's only been out for 2 hours, so that lets me think that people just, you know, aren't really interested in the card from to go for that little. He does have toughness chem with pick specialist. So the toughness chem maxed out to tier 5 is going to give you +1 speed, +4 strength, impact block, and whatnot for a cornerback. The only things that he's really going to benefit from a fully maxed out toughness chem is speed and strength. So that puts him at 95 speed, which makes him, you know, good speed. Not great speed, but 95 I would like to think you want your cornerbacks to be at the minimum, unless it's Mel Blount, because he just plays the run like a monster, so you can make an exception for him. But other than that, you should try to at least get 95 speed on all your cornerbacks. I know those are the expensive guys, but there's a whole lot of receivers that you got to try and keep up with, and they're at least 95 speed and up. So you definitely want to try and keep up with that. But 94 speed is good. I definitely like 95 a little better. He's got good man coverage, well, great man coverage, 97. Very high agility, amazing press, great play rec being over 91. Pretty good catching. His zone coverage is 94, pretty good. And he's obviously a man coverage corner. 5'11" though. Height definitely doesn't make the difference as it did in previous Maddens. Not that much of a difference. But it's you just get better animations when you're taller. Like I get animations from Steve Atwater, from Mel Blount, that is just crazy because they're so tall, right? And if you try to pass over them, they will jump up and get it and give you a crazy animation because they're so tall. But for the most part, if they got Randy Moss and they chuck it up there and hold Y on Trey Davies here, and you hold SWAT, as long as you don't completely get burned over the top by the speed difference, for the most part, more often than not, there will be times you'll get snagged on, but for the most part, more often than not, you'll just be able to swat it down. But as far as you know, animations, you definitely get better animations when you're taller. So that right there is a little, you know, you don't want your cornerbacks too small. You definitely would prefer them to be taller. Let's take a look and see what his what he's able to contribute run defense wise. His strength is 76, pretty good for a corner. Let's see, who's my highest overall cornerback that I have here? Okay, we have Pat Pete over here. He has, again, pretty good strength at 76. You're able to get that to 80, so that's definitely good. His agility, again, is really, really, really good. That's going to help with, jumping passes, stopping, jumping out routes, and whatnot. All right, let's scroll down. Let's go to the meat and potatoes of the defense here. 72 block shed. That's pretty, that's okay. It's not in the realm of a Rod Woodson or a Mel Blount, but there's not too many cornerbacks are. But 72 is okay. He's not somebody like a DRC who, even though he has 68, DRC sheds is always low. He's not a Xavier Rhodes here, or at least this Xavier Rhodes. Everybody got 68 block shed all of a sudden. Damn it, where's a low? There you go. He's no Bobby McCain. He's no Dion, basically. 72, it's okay. You can't expect him to overly do great against the high-end blocking receivers in the game. Demaryius Thomas, Andre Reed, run blocking is pretty good. Bolitnikov, run blocking is pretty good. But, again, if it was against, like, a Moss or against, like, Brandon Cooks or somebody like that, he'll be able to shed on the run pretty decently. 72 is not that bad. Not that bad at all. 90 pursuit. The card looks good. For 300K, I'm not sure. And he has pick specialist chem, which is going to allow him to less likely drop an interception. So, for the most part, he should do a good job of snagging a majority of the passes. Not a cornerback I would go with, just because, 94 speed, 5'11". I think there's better options out there. I would have to take a look to see who you can get for 300K, though. I'm not really sure who you can get for. He might be the best option for 300K. I mean, 300K, a 97 overall cornerback, that's really good. But let's take a look. Let's see who you can get for 300K. 97 overall. Well, you can get a Rondé Barber, and Rondé Barber has the same height. He's actually smaller, but he's faster, and you get to choose the chemistry you want. And Rondé Barber played pretty well for me. You can get a slow Shaquille Griffin. Eric Allen plays godlike. I would 100% take Eric Allen over him, even though his height is... Eric Allen plays very, very well. Also has 95 speed. This Xavier Rhodes has 93. So, okay, he's not too bad for 300K. There's a few options I would go with. Like, I would definitely go with Eric Allen over him. Rondé Barber, because I get to choose the chemistry. But, I mean, 300K, that's actually not bad. For 300K, he's one of the better cornerbacks you get in the game for 300K. So, that's not bad at all. Next up, we have Devontae Adams. Now, we know there's a ton of wide receivers for that overall rating. Devontae Adams is yours for 250K. And there's a lot of him up. It's almost 20 of him up. Go ahead and let's take a look here. And he is really slow at 92 speed. Like, really, really slow. I definitely would prefer him, to be faster. Speed is always dominant in Madden. 92 speed, 95 catch, which is good. He has playmaker, which is great. You definitely want as many playmaker options on your team as possible. It's a bailout. Last resort, just playmaker a drag into a streak right up the middle of the field, and you'll end up making great plays. Low elusiveness at 88. Good spec catch at 93. He is 6'1". Very good release at 95. Very good route running at 95. Excellent catch in traffic and excellent jumping. He's just slow. Not a wide receiver I would want on the outside with 92 speed, but this guy looks like a slots monster. He looks like somebody that you can put over the middle and you can rely on with his catch in traffic, his jumping, his catching. And the speed actually might benefit because, the faster you are, just the quicker you're going to get into their zones. Like, I notice whenever I run levels, right, which is just a whole bunch of in routes all over the middle of the field, whenever I run my tight ends, I'll put a whole bunch of tight ends out there because I like running the ball. And if I run inside zone, it's just, theoretically, it's smarter to have Frank Wycheck out there blocking your cornerback than it is to have Randy Moss out there blocking for me. It's just smarter. But whenever I run routes, obviously you want Randy Moss out there. But on levels, the guy in the slot he does the deeper in route. He'll do like a 12 to 14 yard stock in route. And I noticed Wycheck, who's a lot slower than Moss, gets a lot more open on that play than Randy Moss is, because Randy Moss is so fast that he does that route so quick that he's over the middle of the field and before the other routes even can develop. But Frank Wycheck is a lot slower, so he's taking his time, and by the time he gets over the middle of the field, the zones are already occupied with the other routes. So I just noticed that on that play specifically, it's better to have slower speed, because it's just gonna by the time the route develops, it's open. Where Randy Moss is, as soon as I hike the ball, he's already over the middle of the field. The middle linebacker and the safety are already on him, where Wycheck hasn't gotten there yet. So 92 speed might actually benefit him, instead of like a Brandon Cooks on certain routes. Like, let's say you run PA post, right, out of bunch. That route, that angle route in the slot that cuts out and then slants back in over the middle, I would prefer somebody like Adams over Cooks, because, again, he's slower. So he's going to get to that middle of the field about a second later than Cooks, and Cooks is faster, so the safety might pick him up. Where Adams is a little slower, where the safety might not pick him up, because he's not there in time. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. But he looks like an absolute monster over the middle of the field, and he's not very expensive. He's going for, $250K. Let's see if there's a receiver 96 to 97 overall for 250K that you could get. Cooks, definitely a lot cheaper, 100K cheaper, and a lot faster. Also with playmaker, 100% you go with Cooks over Adams. I go with Green over Adams as well. Green is definitely a phenomenal run blocker. I didn't even look at it's run blocking. We have Flash Gordon, faster, great spec catch. I'd probably take this Gordon. I'd probably take Calvin as well. I don't know. Like, there's a ton better options over Adams for the price. You get this guy if you're just a Packers fan, or you just want to try different cards or whatnot. But there should be no reason, if you have 250K, you get this card over the guys in my opinion, it's just, who am I? I don't know what I'm saying. Run block 68, that's pretty good for a wide receiver. Just, my opinion, I would rather have the other guys that I mentioned. I mean, if you save up, I was going to say you can get OBJ, but this guy bid it to save a K. Probably did it by accident and doesn't have enough to buy it outright, so he has to wait. OBJ is faster, but I would prefer Adams over OBJ, because Adams has playmaker. Adams, he also has Go Deep Kemp, which is going to add like +4 to route running and whatnot. So his route running could be maxed out to 99. In the slot, he's going to be a monster. It's going to be very, very, very good. But there's other options for the price range. But, I mean, still, not bad to get you a 97 overall receiver for 250K. So, at about, less than 600K, you can get both of the new signature cards combined. So, that's, pretty good. Where previously, when they dropped signature, like Cam, he alone was going for a ton. Dak by himself was going for a ton. This week, both of them are going for cheaper than what you could have bought Dak for within the 2 hours he was released. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the new content. It's your boy Jess. We're going to go on ahead and be signing out. Peace!